I love that, Android. Hey, it's Monday. It's 8 o'clock. And if it's Monday, 8 o'clock, then it is Mighty Monkeys Nerd World News. And I am your host tonight, Cher. Speaking of Cher, I normally have a chance to make comments up here, but I don't have that ability anymore. That's weird. I used to be able to type stuff into the chat. That control's been taken away from me, but I don't know. But let's start with that elephant that's truly not in the room at the moment. So, for the past few weeks, I have been handling the anchor desk for Nerd World News. And we figured really no one would really notice the absence of a certain tall someone. But yet, in truth, FC Threeple fashion, you guys haven't really missed a thing. Our man about town and master of folk ceremonies, he's asked us to call him the company's elder statesman, but we're really not buying that at all. He's taking a long overdue sabbatical from the convention and his social media duties. He has written the following statement. You'll find out right later. Hello, folks. This is from Chris. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who has reached out lately to see if I'm all right. In short, I'm not, but that's okay. I will be. The perils of being an extroverted introvert is that burnout is always a few feet away. While I love to fashion myself as indestructible, I'm only kidding myself. During these trying times over the past couple of years, several of you have been going through ups and downs of your own. I feel that vibe and can relate to each and every one of you. But fear not, I will return mid-May after taking some time to sort out life in general and take a long overdue vacation. Until then, he says, behave yourselves and be nice to Tanya. She's outside her comfort zone and killing it, he may add. Much love to you all, and no, Nico, there aren't any guest announcements yet. Cheers from Chris. So, yes. So our beloved panel leader, extraordinaire, scheduler, master of everything, or no, jack of all trades, master of none, something like that. He's taking some time in order to just get everything situated in life. But until then, you're stuck with me still. So story number one for the night. Obi-Wan Kenobi changes its release date. In a video announcement from the Jedi Master himself, Ewan McGregor shared the release date for Obi-Wan Kenobi has been changed from the 25th of May to the 27th. In announcing the change in the release date, he also shared that there will be 2 episodes available to watch on May 27th instead of just the one. The change in date, which would have coincided with the 45th anniversary of Star Wars A New Hope and the 39th anniversary of the release of Star Wars A Return of the Jedi, now means the release of the highly anticipated Disney Plus series will go head-to-head against the release of Season 4 Stranger Things, which is also being released on that date as well. Not to mention Top Gun Maverick, which has been pushed out, is also being released in theaters that weekend. So it looks like there's going to be plenty to keep people entertained during that Memorial Day weekend. And I have a lot of things that I'm going to want to watch that weekend. I don't know if I have enough time for all. But now we are going to go to the second part, which you still have me. Comic Chicks. Yay! I kill myself tonight. Black Widow number 15 is our first comic for tonight. That is a cool cover. The bloody conclusion to Die by the Blade. Guns, explosives, widow's bites, good old-fashioned hand-to-hand. Natasha Romanoff is an expert in just about every form of combat known to humankind, and it's just not enough at times. The living Blade will not let his quarry escape this time. San Francisco's Golden Gate slams shut for the super spy as Kelly Thompson and Elena Casagrande deliver another stunning visual feat in this Eisner-winning epic. I'm looking forward to that one. I hope it's on Anne's pull list, but yeah, I still have comics to read from her pull list a while ago. Van Helsing, Hour of the Witch #1 is the next one. 64 pages of blood, monsters, and magic. Liesl Van Helsing has gone against almost every type of monster and creature that the universe can throw at her. And she's outsmarted, outscienced, or overpowered just about each and every one of them. But what's coming for her next goes beyond anything she could prepare for, with a power beyond anything she could even fathom. Featuring Gretel and Calabar in this explosive, oversized story. Don't cast your gaze anywhere but here when Van Helsing takes on one of the most powerful beings she has ever faced. Yeah, no kidding. Airplane reading next week. The third comic for the week is Fantastic Four #42, Protocol Zero. One of the most pivotal planets in the Marvel Universe faces imminent destruction. Jennifer Walters, the sensational She-Hulk, finally learns her part in this chaos. And in the middle of all this carnage, two lifelong friends will have to battle to the death. Prepare yourself for The Thing versus Mr. Fantastic. Interesting comics for the week. And now we are going to swing it over to James, who's on my list.
Just a second. But first,
okay, so there's my question.
Yeah. But first, speaking of Gaming Studio regulars, there is not going to be a new episode this week because Christine needed a little bit of time off. However, we do invite you to check out the previous week's episode, which I did not get to promote last week because, well, I wasn't here, and where we talk about the 2022 nominees for the Video Game Hall of Fame, which include timeless classics like Civilization, Ms. Pac-Man, Resident Evil, and Words with Friends? Oh well. But in video game news this week, E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, held annually in person in California since the 90s, is canceled this year. The Entertainment Software Association, who has ran the show since its inception, has announced that this year there will be neither an in-person convention nor an online event. 2020 was the first year the event was completely called off due to the pandemic, and last year was strictly an online affair. But to be truthful, the seeds for this move were being planted beforehand as major game companies like Sony, Electronic Arts, and Activision began simply skipping being part of the convention while holding their own events in the same town at the same time when all the gaming press was in town. The pivot to digital presentations, kicked off by Nintendo's Direct events, is honestly the final nail in the coffin, since it lets companies engage directly with a much wider audience without having to create demos of in-progress games, for the press to interact with. The ESA says they plan on holding E3 in person next year, but honestly, if it does happen, I don't expect it to be anywhere near the giddy heights of its peak, where Sony and Nintendo's main competitor went from Sega to Microsoft within the span of half a decade. Tanya, back to you.
If I'm back, yeah. Oh, there I am. Thank you for that information. So it'll be interesting to see. The Sonic movie. Sierra's gonna go see it on Friday this week. I've seen the previews. I hope that you enjoy it. That's all I can say. I haven't seen the first one. I'm just not a huge Jim Carrey fan, so I don't think I am gonna go see it. But I did go see Morbius yesterday. Oh, there's our link tree with James. Okay. Which way are we going? Okay. If you have any information for us, or if you have any ideas, send them to either Chris at fc3roc.org, myself, Tanya at fc3roc.org, Dan, Ann, Brian, Deanna at fc3roc.org. We will be having a quick meeting tomorrow night. So those that are asking about vendor tables and artist alley tables, I will double check and check with Brian tomorrow night, so then we can answer those questions to see if they are open, the applications are open and people can start applying. We're going to make sure that the volunteer schedule or the volunteer application is ready to go pretty soon. And I know people are starting to submit panels. But for those that are submitting panels, we are not looking at them until probably June or July, because we want all applications to come in first. So we have a lot to think about and figure out how many panel spaces that we have. So we've got a lot of stuff to do in a very short time to do it. So next, story number 2, I went and saw Morbius last night with Chris and Sean, and I really thought it was going to be blood and gory, but it really wasn't. So, but did you know that the 11th Doctor loves vampires? Maybe? We're not sure. Matt Smith, who portrays the hostile vampire Milo Morbius in the new Marvel movie Morbius, admitted in a recent interview why he was so interested in playing the character. He was always keen. He is quoted, "I was keen to play a villain in one of these types of movies where I've always loved vampires as well and have been obsessed with the superpower of being able to fly." And I like the fact that it felt like a domestic story about 2 brothers, really. All of those things really attracted me to it. Much of his role in the film was a secret, which he had no issue given his past work as the 11th Doctor on Doctor Who from 2010 to 2013. I'm well versed in trying to keep storylines and plot lines a secret from Doctor Who, of course. Smith added it was quite liberating when he worked on The Crown as Prince Philip from 2016 to 2017, because everybody knows that story, which is why the show is really special, because we know what happens. Smith can be next seen on the small screen in August when the Game of Thrones spinoff House of the Dragon is released. He will portray Daemon Targaryen, the younger son of Prince Balon Targaryen and the brother to King Viserys the First. So I kind of got a chuckle during the movie when Matt Smith had a comment through there. So it was a decent movie. I know it's been panned by the critics a lot over the last couple days, but I sit back, I check my brain at the door, and I just watch. So
I envy that. Actually, I'm just incapable of doing that. If my suspension of disbelief is interrupted, that's it. I go in MMC 3K mode.
It wasn't super gory, so I was worried about like the Daredevil version, just like how Daredevil can be. That TV show was just very red at spots. It wasn't. It was more of like jump scares in different parts and some cringy type thing, because there's needles and dissections and things like that going on during it. So if you have a weak stomach in regards to things being dissected or the sight of blood infusions and things like that, then you might not want to go see this. But if it doesn't bother you at all, at least go check it out. So, because it opens stuff up for the multiverse and potentially another movie down the line. So, but yeah, there's a lot more that I'm gonna want to watch. Maverick, something else was coming out. Oh, Doctor Strange, of course, May 6th, right? I think that Doctor Strange is coming out.
Correct.
So lots of things to look forward to. So
I'm still very much looking forward to Miss Marvel.
That's going to be a TV show, right?
Yes.
When's that dropping?
I want to say late summer.
Late summer? Okay. So we'll have to get through a lot over the next couple of weeks. But on a side note, I have this time in 10 days, I'll be on the phone. Oh, I'll be probably on the phone, but I'll be on a plane going to Disney. My brain is already starting into vacation mode at the moment because I am just like kind of checked out everywhere.
In your mind, you're already there.
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to building a lightsaber and a droid and I don't know what else, and having fun with Sean and Anne. I almost said Deanna, but I can't get Deanna on a plane. We tried. So, but I think maybe on Monday night, since we're not going to have Nerd World News in 2 weeks, that I might do a live on the FC3 page somewhere in Epcot. We'll see what country we're in at that point. So,
say hello to Tigger for me.
oh, I definitely will. I definitely will. But on that note, anything else for the week, James?
Nope.
Me neither. So we're going to say have a good week, have a safe week, and we will see you next week. Good night.